Hello guys, Lit here. So in this video I want to showcase another variant of the Lich minion, and I also want to showcase the high-end gear. I think this is probably as far as I will go for minion build, and I also already prepared a new character. I plan to try a new build, and if things going well I will make a video about it. So before we go into the setup, let's talk about CI or Chaos Inoculations, because that is the main point of this variant. So CI or Chaos Inoculations is a notable on passive tree. It will make you immune to chaos damage, which if you stack a lot of energy shield, immune to chaos damage is a huge defensive layer, because in PoE 2, chaos damage deal double damage to energy shield. It's a very different from PoE 1. If you from PoE 1, chaos damage will just bypass the energy shield. In PoE 2, it's very different. So it's really strong because you remove the only damage source that deal double damage to you. So that's why CI is really strong if you stack a lot of energy shield. But CI does have a downside. It's going to make your maximum life becoming 1. And this basically going to limit your interactions with life. For example, like in Lich, there's Soulless Form, which basically make your mana regenerations based on your life. And since your life is 1, you basically don't have any mana regen. So when we're using CI, we cannot use Soulless Form. There will be another interaction like this, but this is just one of the examples. Another downside of CI is related to the playstyle. I think it's pretty common if you getting hit and you see your HP going down, you will automatically click the life flash. I think at this point, like all the game that I played, most of the game out there, I think that's how it always works. So it's just kind of like a basic reflect that you're going to do. In CI, you're not really able to do that anymore because your maximum life is 1. And in PoE 2, there is no flash for the shield. So the downside is you kind of have to change your playstyle a little bit, where now you have to assess how much damage you can take. Because the only way you can recover your energy shield by letting it recharge. And recharge only going to start into a certain amount of time, depending on how many faster energy shield recharge you have. The shorter the better, because the sooner you can recharge, the safer you are. This downside is probably not going to be too big if you get used to it, but I will still count it as a downside just because it's just counterintuitive with like the common mechanic with life flash and life. You just don't have that comfortable options where you can like, I'm going to press my life flash and it can hold me up. In CI, you cannot really do that. So with that said, let's move into the setup. Let's begin with the skill gems. So for the skill gems, mostly it's the same, but I do remove a lot of the support gems that are not usable because I want all my attribute to go to intelligence. Because if you hover over here, intelligence gives you mana, and mana going to give us damage from the Blackened Heart, because we cannot use Soulless Form anymore. We have 2 free points, and the only point that are useful is the Blackened Heart. Now, Blackened Heart is going to give you 4% increased magnitude of your Unholy Might buff per 100 maximum mana you have. I have 1200, so this one going to increase 48% the magnitude of the Unholy Might. So just to make the math simple, just say it's 50%. So now instead of giving 30% damage as extra chaos, now it gives 45% as damage extra chaos. Because the 50% magnitude is based on the 30% damage. And I'm pretty sure you can push it a little bit further by getting a better mana on my gear and all that stuff, but I will talk about that when we on the gear. So for the gems, Skelter Warrior will be with Sacrificial Lance, Last Caps, and Cooling Strike. And for the main DPS, I'm using Frozen Mandibles. This is the strongest spectre we have right now. Another one is strong is, I think, is the Porcella that's casting Spark. That one I think is better on in terms of like single target, because a lot of the projectile can hit a single target. Now for the Frozen Mandible, I actually can get 7. But I decided to only use 6 and put in more on the sniper, because in context of mapping, having more sniper gives you a lot more coverage. That's basically the only reason why I'm putting sniper. But if I want more single target DPS, or I just don't want to worry about the sniper, I can just reduce this and I can get 7 Spectre, which I will talk about how you can get 7 Spectre, because 7 Frozen Mandible is quite a lot, especially for a build that only have like 400s and 44 spirit. And for the damage of the Frozen Mandibles, in my case, I can reach 150k, and this is without any buff. If I press a Pain Offering, this go up to 234k. In 0.1, I think some of the minion can reach 300k, if I remember it correctly. But it's 0.1. We are very far from 0.1. The support gems, Master, Feeding Frenzy, Unotor Embrace, The other desire, this is also one of the reasons why the spirit cost can be very low. And the last one is rapid attacks. And the next one is Skeletal Sniper. For the support gem is Feeding Frenzy, Master, Landing Attunement, Gambler's Shot, and Minion Mastery. And for the Stormers, this is the Shock Bot. Overcharge, this will increase the shock magnitude. I think the shock that I do on the single target is only 46 to 49%, so it's quite a lot of shock. And the shock to increase the chance of shock. Then Master, Minion Mastery, and Ash Radiance. This is probably a new one. This basically make your chaos damage now able to shock, and the Stormers will gain 20% lightning damage as extra chaos. And for Lich, more chaos damage is always better because we can scale it with Despair and Wither. And the next one is Skeletal Critic. I pair them with Brutus Bearing and Rapid Casting. That's basically the only support gem it has. And the next one is Convalescence, is our Panic Attack. Whenever you press this, your energy shield will recharge, and any damage that hits you will not stop your energy shield as long as the buff is active. And the support gem is Cooldown Recovery and Prolonged Durations. And the next one is a Pain Offering. It's still the same with Sacrificial Offering, Dance Macabre. Both of these will give you a lot of DPS and Manipulative Area for the bigger AoE, and also Prolonged Duration for extra durations. And the next one is Despair. I use Heightened Curse, Curse Ground, because Despair is mostly for single target. On mapping, you probably never use this. I mean, you can kind of use this to like extend the range of your curse, so you can stand on one side and you can cast the Despair on the other side. So you basically cover the entire screen with Curse Ground. So whatever your minion hit, it always have the chance to explode. And the next one we hit Magnify Area to increase the AoE, and Ritualistic Curse is just also to increase the AoE, and Prolonged Durations to make it last longer. And for the Blasphemy, I'm using Time Chain, Ritualistic Curse, Magnify Area, and Soul Potency. And for the Full Attack Mark, I'm using it with Overreach. This is probably not necessary, so I can convert the text into intelligence and we can get more mana. But of course, if it's not crossing like 100 marks, because the increase from the Ascendancy is per 100 maximum mana, this probably doesn't really matter, but you know, if you want to min-max, you want to get as much mana as you can. So the next one, let's talk about gear. My scepter is still the same. It's just really expensive to get like a really good scepter. Some of them even cross like 105 mark, and I really don't think it's worth to go that far for scepter. There's another part of the item that require a lot of currency, and I think it's better for you to invest on that one. So Scepter, just get the +4, decent amount of spirit, attack speed, and increased damage, and that's more than good enough. And for the helmet, this is the new helmet that I craft. This is exceptional helmet, which it have 2 sockets, and if we corrupt it, we can get another socket, but I just don't want to corrupt it. Having 2 sockets is really important for the helmet because there is a Ralakesh Talisman, which is going to increase the reservation efficiency of your minion skill. And this is the reason why I can get 7 mandibles with only like 444 spirits. This helmet alone gives me 20% spirit reservation efficiency, so 12% from the Ralakesh and 8% just from the... This one is pretty expensive to craft and pretty tedious, but found a good base like few days before. It have +2 all minions and hyper energy shield, and it's a magic item. So that's make things a lot easier to start. If I do not have that base, this is going to be a lot more painful because I found that base. The crafting relatively simple. Basically, essence to get the lightning resistance, and we can go for homogeneations with greater exaltations and also sinistral exaltation. So the exalted orb will give you 2 random modifiers, and it will only hit prefix. And it's going to give a mod that have attack that already on the items. And in this case, you have a mana mod and you have a energy shield mod. In this one, I do hit double energy shield. Ideally, I probably want mana because mana will give out more damage, but double energy shield give a lot of energy shield. And for the last suffix, you just reroll with the Abyss currency, and the spirit reservation is not necessarily hard to get, if I remember correctly, but you're going to spend a decent amount of currency just to get the spirit reservations. So for the amulet, I do find a base with +3 minion and spirit, and the +3 minion is already fractured. So this one makes things a lot easier because I just need to add 1 suffix, and then I can use essence to guarantee the global defense. And after that, I have to work on the suffix, where this is probably the painful part because I have to exalt and I have to hope that it hit resistance, which is, I think the odds is not that bad. And when I hit the resistance, I use homogeneations and I use exalt. Just hope that I get resistant and not chaos resistance. Because I'm CI, chaos resistance is useless to me. And in this case, I had to get cold resistance. And for the last prefix, I just used the Abyss modifier. This one is flat energy shield, which is not the best, obviously. I'm aiming for a percentage maximum energy shield. It can go up to 50%. That's going to require a lot of fluency too, because I think that mod is, the weighting is not that big. Some of the item I have right now is basically, I just need to finish it with the rerolling of the Abyss modifier. And because this is going to take a lot of currency, I just decided to like stop it here and just use the currency for the next build. Like the build is already performing really well, so I don't think I need to push that hard. Like my incentive to push the item is very minimum. And the next one is the armor. This one a little bit sad because this is not the right base. I want the base with a faster recharge, and the reason for that one, if I hover over here, my recharge is 1.46 seconds. So after I get hit, after 1.46 seconds, the energy shield will start recharging and it will recharge 4000 per second. If I have a faster recharge base, this probably can get very close to 1 second, because 1 second faster 1 second recharge rate I think is really comfy. But right now, even with 1.4, I think it's more than fine. I rarely die with this build. Most of the time, if I die, it's because I just stand there and I'm doing something else. So something coming up, I'm not avoiding anything and taking more damage than I should. So in this one, the way I craft this is I'm looking for spirit and faster recharge. I think I have one base here that I haven't used. This one. So I'm looking for a base like this one. And when I have a base like this one, I can basically just using essences to get the resistance. I'm going to use the same method with homogenations, critical exaltations, and sinistral exaltations. It's going to give me two prefix that have a defense tag, because faster recharge have a defense tag. So I hope for flat and percent, yes. In this one, obviously, I'm not getting it. I'm getting hyper and percentage. This is pretty good. I have 700 energy shield, but I think with T1 flat and T1 percentage, I can reach 800. So there's a lot more energy shield. And for the last suffix, it's the same with the helmet using Abyssal, and you keep rerolling until you get the increased spirit reservation efficiency of skills. And for the ring, just vendor gamble. What you care about is as much spirit as you can and triple resistance. And if you can get some rarity is still good for currency drops. So why not? I have like 15 and 11 here, 26. And this one is 31, so I have something like 57 rarity, which is not crazy big, but 57 is still pretty good amount. And for the boots, this is one thing that I changed. In my previous video, I'm using Amanamu Gaze, but I just do some calculations, and with the amount of spirit that I have very limited movement speed. I cannot sprint, and I also do not have any buff. Like if that I have, like for example, like if I have Acceleration Shrine, my character do not move faster because Amanamu basically cancel every effect that is going to affect your speed. So I just decided to drop it. I just buy the 2-socket Bone of Ores, and then I'm using Farul Rune of the Chase. This is going to give me 5% movement speed. I'm supposed to use 2 of them, but because this is expensive, I'm only using 1. But I basically have like 19% movement speed, but I can sprint. And because I'm already get used to sprint all the time in this game, doesn't have sprint, just doesn't feels good for me. So I just decided to go for Farul. Most of you probably will prefer the Amanamu case, because if you play minion, you're probably not really going to bother too much about speed. But in my case, I just already get used to sprint. So not able to sprint is just really annoying. And then for the glove, ES, mana, triple resistance. Apparently, it's pretty tricky to craft these kind of items with a good energy shield, good mana, and triple resistance. It's actually pretty tricky because on the glove, you have the attack mod. So using homogenations doesn't really guarantee you energy shield, and the attack mod does have quite a lot of weighting on it. So glove, I prefer to just buy it because I just find it annoying to craft. I tried a few times. I think I waste quite a lot of currency there. So I just decided to just use this one. This is the one item that I already craft but haven't finished. So for the focus, I want energy shield, maximum mana, energy shield recharge rate, and faster recharge. I have these items that craft basically almost T1, all of them, which is this one. It have T1 energy shield. It have T1 mana, it have T1 recharge rate, and it have T2 faster recharge. So this focus is really good. If you want to craft this, it's just looking for mana and recombinant with faster energy recharge, and you basically just using homogenization just slam, because everything here have a defensive tag. To craft this is not necessarily hard, but it does cost quite a lot of currency. So I got to this one where this is a really good focus. All I need to do is reroll the suffix until I get the +2 minion all skill. I think I spent like a dozen, like 12 to 15 Omen of Light. I did not get all minion skills, so I just stopped because I running out of currency. I think I only have 11. Previously, I think I have like 40, 50, something like that. Some of my stuff is getting sold. So I just decided to stop because I still need the currency for the next build. And if I have more time and I revisit this one, I will probably finish these items. My energy sheet is 11k.2. If I put this one, it go up to 11.9, so it's almost 12k, and my mana and my energy recharge is now 1.43 it's now 1.4 second. It's still the same because my previous focus is also having faster recharge, and now it's recharged almost 5000 energy per second. So this one is really good focus. It's just a shame that I cannot really finish it because it does require a lot of currency to finish it. So for now, this will be my focus. So that's about the gear. The next one, let's talk about the passive tree a little bit. So for that's the ascendancy, because we cannot use solo form, the last 2 points will be on the Black Knight Heart. And this will give us a decent amount of DPS from the Unholy Mind. And for the tree, this is what it looks like right now. It's more or less the same with the last tree. I don't really change too much on the passive tree. This area probably the only thing that I changed because of the this node over here. It's going to give you a stun threshold equal to 20% of your maximum energy shield. The same with this one and this one. And also the element threshold is pretty nice too. And the reason why I go for this 3 node is because I often getting stunned. And in PoE, stun is based on your life. And because I'm Chaos Inoculations, my life is 1, it's very easy to get stunned. So I just decided to invest on this 3 node rather than this 2 attribute node. So this node is probably a better one to give me some stun threshold and an element threshold. And I'm now at 97. And the plan is, if I ever going to go to hundreds, the last 3 points probably going to go to here. Going to give me stun threshold equal to 50% of my maximum energy shield. So this is 50. I think this one is 8 and 8. This is 16 plus 20. This one is 36. So I have stun threshold equal to 86% of my maximum energy shield, which basically make me very hard to get stunned. So I think that's about the passive tree. It's like I said, it's mostly the same. I don't really change things too much rather than this tree node over here. So some of you probably going to questions like, is it better to go CI or not CI? I think it's just a matter of preference. Having CI is really nice. You can just stand there on the rituals or like strong boxes. You don't have to care about chaos damage. It's a big deal for me. But because of the downside, I cannot just straight up say to you like, okay, go to CI, CI is strong. Because the downside of the playstyle that I explained earlier in the video, that can be a big deal or not depending on the person's. For me, that's not really that big of a deal. I'm pretty flexible with playstyle, so I can adjust myself. But for some people, that can be very annoying. So for me, if you can get past that limitations where you can adjust your playstyle, you don't have no problem with that, I would suggest try it out the CI. Because the item for the CI or not is basically the same thing. The only difference is right now, you just change this 2 node into here. And there's also 1 node over here that you cannot take. This gives 40% maximum energy, so this is quite a lot of energy loss. And the reason we cannot take this node is because 5% damage taken bypass energy shield. If you take this node, any damage come to you, you're going to be dead because your life is 1. So we cannot take this node. And that's basically the only difference between the CI variant and not. The item is the same, it's just a matter of playstyle in my opinion. So I think that's all I have for you today. And as usual, if you guys have any questions, leave in the comment below. I will try my best to answer it. And thank you everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like the video, consider to like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one.